Yes guys, we do read the comments. We know the F1 game isn't exactly everyone's favourite, and there are multiple reasons for this. One of them, of course, is the handling, which is nothing like driving a real F1 car. Not that any of us would really know what that feels like, but some of you guys do prefer to drive Formula-style cars in other games. Which is why we asked you in our latest poll which sim racing game is your king of Formula 1. Over 1,500 people cast their votes on YouTube and Twitter, and the result was clear-cut. We start this list with your number 5, RaceRoom Racing Experience. In our poll, R3E struggled to grab many votes and came in last with only 3% on YouTube and barely over 5% on Twitter. We found this kind of baffling. The Swedish-developed game did an awesome job with their just recently released update which overhauled force feedback. If you want to know more about the new FFB, you can check out our video on it in the top right. Overall, open-wheel racing is a lot of fun in RaceRoom, and with the almost weekly scheduled F4 online racing series, there sure is a lot of fun to be had on the ranked servers. But in terms of modern F1 cars, RaceRoom just falls short of the competition. The most recent car that fits the description is the Formula RaceRoom X17, which is a modern F1 car equipped with a V10 motor. It's definitely fun to drive, but it's also not a V6 hybrid like it should be to mirror the 2021 F1 season. So we can understand why RaceRoom isn't that high on the agenda when it comes to your favourite F1 sim racing games. If you disagree, let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you can take part in any future community polls on our channel. Next up is Automobilista 2, a game which in the past sparked some controversy on our channel to say the least. In our poll, it came in 4th, just beating out RaceRoom by a small margin. One quick look into the deep roster of cars is usually enough to understand that Formula driving is one of the strong suits of Razor's racing sim. 25 different open-wheelers can be chosen, ranging from classic real-life cars like the McLaren MP412 up to the Formula Ultimate, which most resembles the hybrid-era machines. Just like in the F1 games, the handling in AMS2 is certainly not everyone's cup of tea. And with the lack of licensed cars and liveries, Automobilista just isn't your F1 racing game. Nevertheless, there is a lot of racing action in this game, especially in the single player, that gets the hearts of F1 fans racing just a little faster. Now we come to number 3, and this time around we had a clear winner from the other category, namely R-Factor 2. Now we get it, this game has plenty to brag about. Awesome driving physics, one of the best force feedback systems in the genre, and with a little tweaking, awesome AI that can challenge you to some intense battles. In addition to that, R-Factor's rain system is still industry-defining, which also plays a huge role in Formula driving. Just recently, the American studio added the Formula Pro, which can be bought for an extra €5. With roughly 800 brake horsepower, 18-inch wheels, and a V10 engine, this one sparks joy, even though it's a fair way away from the hybrid cars of today's real-life motorsport. But to be honest, at the end of the day, driving should be fun, and that's what you guys voted for here. With 11% of the votes on YouTube and 24% on Twitter, iRacing secures second place in this community poll. And we couldn't agree more. iRacing offers a lot for open-wheeler action no matter your in-game rating. Rookies can romp around with a new Formula V, intermediate drivers can get behind the wheel of various Formula Junior series, and veterans can battle it out in 2 former F1 cars or even Indy cars, as iRacing is deeply intertwined with the American racing scene. As the simulation giant still offers one of, if not the best online experience overall, iRacing might just be the perfect sim for online Formula driving. In terms of modern-day F1 vehicles, on the other hand, the McLaren MP430 from 2015 is still the newest addition. So, if you're searching for a 2021 F1 experience, iRacing misses the mark by a couple of years. Not at all like your number 1. This isn't our first rodeo. We've already done a handful of polls on our channel, but never has it been as clear-cut as this time. With a whopping 73% of votes, Assetto Corsa drives home to victory. On Twitter, it was a little closer with a vote of 63% securing the W, but at the end of the day, it's clear that you like Assetto Corsa the most when it comes to Formula driving. Not a shock at all if you think about it. You name the car, Assetto Corsa delivers it. With endless mod support, you can take a deep dive into 70s F1, 80s F1, 90s F1, the early 2000s V10 era, and also drive the full F1 2021 season with the possibility of even creating a custom championship. And if all those arguments weren't enough, Assetto is also claimed by many to be the ultimate driving sim. We also love the game dearly and all the possibilities it grants us for content creation. We should definitely talk about Assetto Corsa more often on the channel, maybe even rank the best overall F1 cars for the game. If you want to see that, let us know in the comments. If you need more sim racing action right now, visit overtake.gg and our socials, or check out one of the 2 videos to your right. Up top we have our last poll about which tracks need to be added to ACC, and underneath there's something just for you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.